Prices of Modern Horizons 2 have stabilized a little bit. Let's figure out what the heck the value is that you're going to get out of a collector booster pack from this crazy set. Here's what I've got, the mega table of all of the mind-blowing complexity. Here's the different slots that you have in your collector booster pack. There's a million different slots with a ton of different variants. It's a headache, it's terrible, but I've crunched the numbers for you. What I'm going to map out for you in the middle column, for each of these different slots, on average, what the heck are you going to get in terms of value-wise for these different slots? And then, of course, the expected value, which takes into account a few additional things. So I'll get us started here with some easy ones. Average value of foil common is nothing. I exclude anything that is $2 or less, which means there ain't any foil commons worth a darn thing, so your expected value therefore is 0. 4 times 0. Foil uncommons, you have a few that are worth something. So on average, a foil uncommon is going to get you 18 cents. So your expected value here, well, because you get 2 of them, is 36 cents. So you'll see how I'm doing these things. So we're going to go through the easy ones first. Sketch commons and uncommons, worth nothing. There ain't anything worth anything there. Now we get into some interesting stuff. Extended Art Rare. You get some good stuff in here, mostly on the backs of the fetch lands. On average, you can expect $6.38 there. So that's our expected value as well. Alright, then you get 2 foil sketch or retro commons or uncommons. It kind of depends on what you're going to get here. The commons, nothing worth anything. There are some decent uncommons. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what the drop rate is here. I'm kind of assuming you get kind of an even spread of commons and uncommons, but I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't matter all that much. There's not a lot of equity here. I'm going to assume an equal spread of commons and uncommons, which would get us an expected value for these 2 cards of this. Alright, let's get into the more interesting stuff. Sketch, borderless rares, or mythics. Okay, if you pull a rare here, just a regular rare, you get a valuation of $3.16 on average. The mythics are pretty good, $15.37. Now I'm going to assume that the mythic drop rate here is sort of the normal drop rate where they'll replace a rare every like 7 point something packs. And so that's the relative weight I'm giving to rares and mythics here, which means our expected value of this slot is going to work out to $4.80. Not bad. The foil etched basic lands are worth nothing. They're all less than $1. Foil etched commons and uncommons. None of the commons worth anything. There are some uncommons that are worth something. And I'm going to assume kind of an even spread here. Again, I don't really know. Let's just go round it off with like half of the uncommon thing. You're not talking about a lot of value here, so I'm not too worried about it. Foil etched rares and mythics. This is a pretty heavy-hitting slot, mostly again because you can pull some very good stuff here. You get the fetch lands in the rare slot, obviously, and in a mythic slot you get some pretty sweet pulls, especially because you're getting stuff from Modern Horizons 1 out of these slots. So here's your average values. Your expected value from this slot is $9.49. That's pretty big. And then finally, the last whatever the heck this is slot, it's the fancy slot. It could be extended art, it could be sketch, it could be border, it could be like any of the fancies in foil. This is a foil slot. So heavy hitter here. This is where your big money is going to be at. On average, if you pull a rare, you're looking at $13.10. If you're pulling a mythic, $32.06. That's a lot of your EVs coming from. So 15.73 is your average here from expected. So what's the total? Add all that stuff up. What do you get for a booster pack? $37.58. This is as of June 25th, 2021. There it is. It is worth noting, on the open market right now, what can you actually get a collector booster box for? It turns out, looks like it seems to be sitting a little somewhere around like $360 to $380, which means each individual booster pack is probably costing, you know, depending on what your taxes are, pretty close to this. The EV for a booster pack is sitting pretty near cost at the moment. And okay, that makes some sense. That makes some sense. But it's really interesting to know what kind of where your value is coming from. It's coming from this, your foil etched rares and mythics, your fancy rares or mythics, those extended art rares, and you know, the rares and mythics. No surprise there, but really the heavy hitters are down here at the bottom. All right, hope you learned something today. Enjoy.